my name's Josh. I'm the director of whoever you are, Weya Support Services. We run disability support from the Gold Coast to Brisbane and then northern New South Wales. We've kind of been operating since 2021. We don't provide any SIL support. It's all providing support in home, community access support. And we've got about 30 to 35 staff now and about 50 participants. So we've been running for about 5 years now, and we have been using the same kind of software until Astalty.
What were you using before Astalty, and I guess what made you want to look?
We've been looking for the past year and a half to change software providers, so we spent a lot of time and kind of resources into that because it's a big transition. It definitely affects the company. So yeah, we bit the bullet about, as I said, about a month ago, and it's been brilliant ever since. So yeah.
Excellent. So I guess when you came across Astalty, what was that initial moment where you went, hey, this is going to be a right choice for the business?
I guess the first thing the main thing that we were looking for was feedback from like the tech team and the support team, and how easily accessible that was. I feel like with any software provider, you're going to run into bottlenecks, you're going to run into issues. That's kind of a non-negotiable in that space. And we just felt the support was second to none. It has been since, if we run into a problem, we reach out, it's normally solved within an hour or two, which is just brilliant. Yeah, that was the main thing. The second thing was probably just the user interface and the ease of use for my team leaders and my rostering. Like, we run a care company. I don't expect my staff to be brilliant at using tech. I want them to be exceptional at providing care, exceptional at meeting the compliance needs of the company. And often, sometimes the higher, I guess, tech stuff can get really complex and difficult to kind of problem solve through. So that was a really good one that Astalty kind of mitigated that issue. It was very easy to use and just extremely easy for the team leaders and rostering to use. And then there's obviously the big one for everyone is the finance side of it. So your invoicing and your payroll. I really like the SCHADS Award Interpreter, helps us a lot with our payroll. I like the invoicing. It's just so easy, and there's no errors either. I think with the last provider we used, there was countless weeks where the invoicing numbers were wrong. They would, generate some numbers that would just come from nowhere, and then we would have to manually go and clean it all up, and it would sometimes take my full day trying to fix issues. Haven't had any of that yet, which has been just unreal. It's literally just make sure your timesheets are all accurate, everything's correct throughout the week. Takes one of our team leaders about 20-30 minutes to go through on a Monday morning, and then we just bulk send invoices, and it's honestly saved me so much time, which is brilliant. Yeah.
Awesome. And in terms of getting that all set up, like when you're going through it the first time, I believe you had a meeting with James to get that all set up and going. Like, how was that? And how was that process?
Honestly, I had a meeting with James. He organised this is in terms of the finance setup. He organised a walkthrough for our first payroll. I didn't even need it. It was just so easy. Just connected to Xero. As I said, make sure all the timesheets are accurate, and then just plugs through. But I guess if you need that extra support, James was offering that if you do need it. So yeah, definitely there's no short support for anything I've found so far.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then how was I guess you mentioned set up with payroll. How was that transition experience as a whole from coming from the previous software to Astalty? Did you feel like it was a big job? Did you have enough support going through that?
It was a big job. I think it's never going to be a small job, bringing all your data over and things like that. But there was step-by-step guides on how to do it efficiently. And we did it so easily. And that's kind of what was holding me back is, you've got all this data on your platform, your care system. That's just, years and years of data. You need to transfer it all across, or you need to store it somewhere. So that's a big job. But I feel like the team at Astalty made it very easy, made a big hard job easier than it should be. So which is really good. So we kind of made the transition. We took the free trial, we transitioned all of our data over, and then we went live probably a month after. So yeah,
For anyone that might be looking at different platforms or thinking about coming across to Astalty, do you have any advice for them in terms of a software they should choose?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big decision. I think we were looking at lots of different software providers, and as I said briefly before, it came down to a couple of things for me. Number one was the support that you get. Number two was the finance integration, and number three was making sure it's a compliant system. I mean, there's a lot of admin in this industry. We've got a really high standard of compliance within our company. So that was really big for us. And I think another big thing that I haven't mentioned is the ability to build out like a compliance management system within the software. So we use the forms, we customize all of our systems to track like risks, our asset register, our risk register, our corporate risk register, all of that really important stuff that you need to meet the compliance standards of an NDIS business. We can all do it within the Astalty app, and it's using that forms feature, it's actually quite customizable. So instead of having a couple of different spreadsheets where you track all your compliance stuff, Astalty just lets you do it all within the software. And it's been really, really good for us to track all of that as well. So probably should have touched on that, but that's definitely a big one for us. And then just the ease of use, as I said earlier, like the fact that you can just get team leaders, like if you're growing quickly, you need to get another team leader on board or another rostering staff member. It's so easy to use, and the instructions there to just train the staff quickly and easily, and it's not hard. And then you've got all like the reporting features as well, which I really like as well. So if you've got outstanding shifts, you can just go into the software, have a look, see what you can do, see what support workers are available. Really easy. Again, just the easy use is second to none.
Excellent. Well, great. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate your time, and thanks for all the kind words.
Thanks a lot, and thanks again for bringing a great software to the landscape. It's well needed.